Hey friends, happy Monday and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Taylor and I share What's for Dinner videos just like this every Monday to hopefully give you some new meal ideas and motivate you to cook more for your family. So if you like these kinds of videos, I hope that you will subscribe down below. You can come back on Wednesday and see the grocery haul where I will share with you the meal plan for the upcoming week. And then every Monday I will show you the meals from that meal plan. This week's What's for Dinner is pretty short and sweet. I don't do a lot of in-depth cooking this week. It's just a bunch of easy family favorites. But as always, any recipes that I mention will be linked in the description box down below. Now let's go ahead and get into this week's What's for Dinner. Friday night we had some jelly and chili sauce meatballs. I don't know what people call these, sweet and sour meatballs. But yeah, it's just chili sauce and then grape jelly, or we like to do pepper jelly sometimes too. And I had a little bit of pepper jelly in my fridge left over from Christmas that was still good and I wanted to use it up. So I added that in here and then a little bit of grape jelly, one whole bottle of chili sauce. And then this was only half of a bag of meatballs. I had used the other half for meatball subs. And this was just enough for my family to have dinner this night with no leftovers. And I'm putting them in my Instant Pot, but I'm using the crock pot setting. I'm just going to put the regular lid on this and then cook it on high for like 4 hours in the Instant Pot crock pot setting. I know people like to do these as like appetizers for parties and stuff, but at some point we decided to eat them over mashed potatoes and we really like that as a meal. So we had mashed potatoes that I made and then some corn on the side, and it was just super simple to put together and delicious as always. Next up, we had Timin Pasta. This is another super simple meal to put together. You start off by cooking up whatever meat you want to, if you even want to do meat. I've done chicken, ground beef, and today I am doing Italian sausage. And I'm just going to brown that. And I'm also going to bring some salted water to a boil to cook up whatever pasta you prefer. I did this like multicolored pasta that we picked up at Trader Joe's. Once your meat is browned, then you can add in your sauce. You're going to do 1 jar of marinara and 1 jar of Alfredo sauce. Make sure you get all the sauce out of there, like add a little bit of water to the jar, shake them around and pour that in there as well. And then you can season it up a little bit if you want to. I added in some garlic powder, Italian seasoning, onion salt, and a little bit of red pepper flakes. Mix that all together, let it simmer while the pasta continued to cook, and then once the pasta was done, you could add that into the sauce, get everything mixed together really well, and then I topped this with some mozzarella cheese and threw it in the oven on 375 for about 25 minutes. You could serve a salad or something on the side of this, but I just kept it simple and didn't feel like cooking anything else this night. This was the day that we went out to a protest, and we had just been out in the sun all day and I just wanted something super simple and easy. So this was perfect. Sunday night we did nachos. I swear if I ask my family what they want for dinner, like when I make the meal plan, it's always going to include spaghetti and nachos. Like somebody is going to say spaghetti and somebody else is going to say nachos. So I had asked this week and they said nachos. So we cooked up some ground beef. We heated up some of the Rico's nacho cheese sauce, made some refried beans. Then we had lettuce, 2 different types of salsa, sour cream. And yeah, we just all assembled our nachos. We've got the kids' plates. Elijah's is the one with lettuce, of course. Lily's has no lettuce. And then mine has a little bit of everything. And then Andy, I think he came home a little bit later and made his nachos. And he is very particular. I noticed when he was making his nachos, I've never really paid attention to it, but he really makes sure he gets like a little bit of everything on each chip. Kind of the way you would probably want to, but I don't do that. But yeah, he like perfects his nachos. Like I guess if you're gonna make them at home, that's probably the way to do it. You get like the perfect bite every time. Monday was St. Patrick's Day, and for St. Patrick's Day we always do shepherd's pie because we don't like corned beef, or like I don't know. I guess there's other things that we could try, but this has just been the thing that we've done for the past couple of years. And I almost forgot it this year. But we got it done. It unfortunately wasn't a shepherd's pie though, which we do prefer shepherd's pie over cottage pie. If you don't know the difference, shepherd's pie is lamb, cottage pie is ground beef. So this was a ground beef. And I've shown this so many times on my channel, so I did not film me making it, but a video where I made it in depth will be linked down below, as well as the recipe that I follow. Tuesday night, I made some super simple sheet pan pork chops and potatoes. Actually, I had Elijah helping me this night, so you'll see his little hands help me with the seasoning of the everything. So I've got some baby gold potatoes here on my sheet pan, and I've cut them in half, and then some of them cut in half, some of them quartered. And then I drizzled them with some olive oil, seasoned them all over with salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion salt, paprika, and a little bit of steak seasoning. This one from Aldi is like the Montreal steak seasoning by McCormick. So I did a little bit of that and then toss them around. Elijah's going to spread them out to the sides, and then we're going to put the pork chops in the middle. I'm going to spritz the pork chops with a little bit of cooking oil, and then I'm going to season them with some garlic powder and then the steak seasoning, and then flip them over and do the same thing on the other side. And then these went in the oven on 425 for 35 minutes. And then at the very end, I turned on the broiler and broiled these for about 5 just to get them nice and crispy. And then to go with them, we like to do green beans, which Andy and I like to put hot sauce on, and then also some applesauce, because you can't have pork chops without applesauce. We love it. Even though my pork chops aren't dry, we just still love to dip the pork chops in the applesauce. It's so good. Wednesday, we did turkey and gravy over egg noodles. So you have probably seen me do this with leftover turkey from Thanksgiving and Christmas and just mix it with gravy. But today I'm doing it with some ground turkey because I found some ground turkey on markdown at Kroger, and I was like, you know what? We haven't had ground turkey in a long time. I used to buy it all the time because it was cheap. And then I started to find ground beef on like Elmore, and so then we stopped really eating ground turkey. And it's just not something that my family is like used to anymore, especially the kids, because that was like when they were babies. So I was like, if you can find it, like, why not add it to our diet and like have some more variation? Also, you can find it cheap. So I decided to try it in something that we already like turkey in. And so I'm just like browning up the ground turkey with some seasonings. I did some onion powder, salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic salt, some of the Trader Joe's umami seasoning, and just brown that up until it was fully cooked. And then I'm also bringing some salted water to a boil to cook up a bag of egg noodles. And then once the turkey was fully cooked, I added in 2 jars of gravy. Now, this gravy was not my favorite. I tasted it right out of the jar, and the flavor wasn't like really good. It was just jarred gravy from Lidl, and I probably wouldn't buy it again, but it was the only option that they had for turkey gravy. So I went with it, and I ended up adding a little bit more seasoning as well as a little bit of the Knorr chicken bouillon, and that definitely helped, and like lots of black pepper. And then like nobody complained. They said it was different and it looked weird, because I agree, it did look kind of weird in the bowl. But yeah, they ate it. I think they might actually like ground turkey as like tacos or something better. I know back in the day we used to like mix ground turkey with ground beef to kind of like stretch it. So maybe we'll start doing that again. But I thought it was nice to try, and everybody ate it, including the leftovers. And finally, the last meal of the week, we had wonton soup. I have made this quite a few times here on my channel. This uses the miso ginger broth from Trader Joe's, as well as the mini chicken cilantro wontons from Trader Joe's. And then you just like add whatever vegetables you want. I like to do carrots and green onion, and then I also add in some extra chicken broth. And then on the side of it, we usually have egg rolls, and these are egg rolls that we picked up at Lidl. We got a box of the chicken ones and a box of the pork ones, and we did not like the pork ones. Elijah ate it, but Lily and I both thought it had like a weird flavor. And it's weird because typically we like pork egg rolls more than chicken egg rolls. Andy didn't even want to try the pork one because he got home a little bit later, and he was like, yeah, I'll just eat the chicken ones. So he ate 2 chicken egg rolls. We had our soup. I like to top my soup with some of the chili onion crunch stuff from Trader Joe's, as well as some green parts of the green onion. And everybody loves this so much. The broth is so good, and we just love the soup. that is going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. I know it was kind of shorter and not a lot of in-depth cooking, but those recipes that I did mention will be linked down below. Let me know if you plan on trying any of the recipes, and if you made it here all the way to the end, make sure you leave me a smiley face emoji down in the comments as well. I hope y'all have a great week, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!